Salam guys, today I'm doing two things. Number one, I want to get that recording with Mustafa that I promised you guys last time but I wasn't able to record, so inshallah today we'll get that. Number two, before I go to record with Mustafa, I want to talk to you a little bit about Ramadan. Ramadan is supposed to be a time where we're changing ourselves, we're thinking about ourselves, and really increasing in worship. We've had 2 weeks to really recover from putting forth all that effort, but how much effort do people really put into Ramadan? How much do they care about Ramadan? Now, I have years of data from this channel, but I want to share with you just this past year's data. I think this new data really sheds a light on how much people care about Ramadan.
What we expect on this graph, if we're plotting month and view count, is before Ramadan we have a fairly constant view count, and then during Ramadan it spikes up, it goes up and it stays up, and then it drops back down and continues after, where this is Ramadan. What we're really seeing is from here it goes up, but then it comes down, and it takes a while before it goes back up to what it should be. Let's take a look at some real data.
There are three things I want to point out in this data set. Two of them are bad, one of them is good. Let's start with the bad ones. We'll leave best for last. The first thing is there's a general decline in effort. People aren't putting forth the same effort on day 30 that they were on day 1. Similarly, they're not putting forth the same effort on day 3 that they were on day 1. The second thing is after Ramadan, there's a recovery period where people aren't actually back up to par where they were before Ramadan. Before Ramadan, the data is pretty constant. There's not much fluctuation. After Ramadan, there's a giant crash, and that takes a while to recover. We haven't recovered yet. It's been 2 weeks, and I still don't get the same number of views that I do normally. Number 3, the good thing. Every Friday, we see a massive uptick in numbers. People really watch more. People put more effort on Fridays. A lot of it's just Surah Kahf, but more than that, it's actually other surahs as well. People put generally more effort on Fridays. But this last Friday, there wasn't an increase at all. We didn't see people put that same effort at the end of the week again. And the reason this is simply because Eid and some parts of the world had already begun, and people didn't have the same amount of time that they do the rest of the year. Now, what are the big picture lessons that we can learn from this? Number 1, it shows that it's hard. And we knew Ramadan was hard, but we didn't really know how hard it was. We weren't able to quantify how many people thought Ramadan is hard. And we weren't able to quantify how much effort they were able to put into it. In fact, we know that this last week of Ramadan is only 2% higher, than a normal weekday. The other thing that we can learn from this data set is the timing of Laylatul Qadr is really going to push the people that care. The people that put in more effort and care more than everybody else are going to get that night, and other people are not. And you can see in these last 10 nights that people aren't putting in the same amount of effort. So I want to ask you, which group of people do you want to be in? Do you want to be in that group of people, that 2% that are putting in a little bit more effort throughout the entire month? Or do you want to be in the group of people that put in a lot of effort at the beginning and tire out? Guys, if you thought this data was really interesting, if you learned something, I know I definitely did, please leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what did you learn, because I didn't think of everything from this data set. And of course, share this video with all your friends because I think it's really important that we show this new data to everybody. With that, let's go see Mustafa, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان وأنى له الذكرى يقول يا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذب عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي.